are live.
Yes.
How's everyone doing?
Hello. Frag Logic.
Episode 56.
We're 56.
With a question mark.
Someone didn't tell me that the title was jacked up and we were on 55 last week, and I kept it at 56. Thanks, guys. Thanks. You know what?
You had one job, chat.
You guys got one job, and one job only. No, I think Twitch chat was fucked up last week, if I'm not mistaken.
So maybe they tried to warn us.
The guys on YouTube, they don't. I mean, they're like, "Hey,
where's Gears
at?" Yeah, guys, that was not planned at all. I just think alike. But yeah, this is episode 56, joined by my good buddy and teammate Colin. How you doing?
Pretty good. Got a game just waiting for us, so this show might go fast. Want to hop on some Plants vs. Zombies?
Plants vs. Zombies. I have to start my download. So, yeah, we're going to try to zip through this episode. Today, we got a lot of different stuff because last week we focused all on Titanfall. This week we got more new stuff kind of mixing in. And
next week, more Titanfall.
Yeah, and more Titanfall. But we're going to just go ahead and hit it. Let me see. Do I have Weekend Gaming? I do have it up on the chat or on the channel. So, weekend for me consisted of, you guys guessed it, Loadout. That's all I've been playing. I posted a couple videos. I think both Colin and I were waiting for PVZ. I'm surprised, Colin, you didn't send me a text or a message or something saying that, hey, the game is out. Why aren't you downloading it right now?
I was up at 3 a.m. downloading. You didn't want to call or text at 3 a.m.
Okay. I was asleep.
What I did was I came home, took a strategic nap, woke up around 11:30. Then I learned that it doesn't go up till midnight Pacific on the digital store. So I didn't start downloading until like 2 o'clock. But I was up till like 4:30 playing with CDN and crew over on his channel. So
nice.
We had some fun. We had like maybe 9 or 10 different people from the stream inside the game, and just learning the ropes.
Mark, yeah, you're going to talk about that here in a little bit, but
yep.
So yeah, I didn't get a chance to play any PvZ, so I played Loadout, and this weekend for me, I actually watched a whole lot of Gears of War. Hypefestation was this past weekend. Someone said you sound like you're in a cave. Hold on, I know what it is.
Sounds like crickets.
Sounds like it now. It's only on YouTube. But yeah, I watched a lot of Hypefestation this past weekend with Gears of War 3. They had the Winter Brawl 8. There was 24 teams, I believe, in total. And Synergy ended up winning the tournament. We're going to talk a little bit about the tournament itself. But that was basically my weekend. Consisted of watching a whole lot of Gears and playing a little bit of Loadout. So it was like Gears, not from a playing standpoint, just from watching spectator standpoint, and Loadout. So that was me for the weekend, guys.
Yeah, I think I just played some Dota 2. I've been playing Ability Draft still, which is just like chaos. So we've been just playing that and learning the new meta of Ability Draft, which is basically just casual randomness. So I did that. Watched a bunch of the Gears tournament this weekend. And I'm still plugging away. Week 3 of 3s. Still in that grind. Haven't upgraded my score at all over the past week.
You're addicted, dude. Yeah. That's your game.
So that's my high score currently. If you guys want to download it, try to beat that.
22,524.
Yep.
With the 768 in the corner.
The 768 in the corner. So if you guys want to download it, beat the score, tweet me, give me some motivation to keep playing. Because right now I think I'm number 1 on my Twitter. And I am a competitive dude. If you send me something and it's like you show a screenshot of 60K, I am just going to grind the shit out of that until I beat you. Because that's the kind of person I am. Kale knows. Kale knows that I will grind the shit out of that. Until I am the best.
That is true. That is 100% true. Someone says they hear an echo. Where do you guys hear an echo, Guy Stone? Do you hear it on Skyless? The guys on Twitch obviously are hearing something different, but there should be no echoes.
Your mic was doing some hissing, but it's gone now. It was gone when you fixed the cave noise.
Okay. And I moved my mic away from the audio I had projecting out. My setup right now is pretty ghetto.
You have a really ghetto setup.
It's ghetto, but it works.
It sometimes works most of the time.
It's much better than episodes 1 through 20, whatever it was, until we switched over to some less choppiness. Whatever. Sorry, guys on YouTube. I'll have to look back and see how bad it is, but it should be good. If it's real bad, I will import the Collins version.
Man, you guys are you were just like dragging my reputation through the mud on YouTube with all the issues every week. It's like, oh, Sky must just not project his voice very well. He just has a soft voice. Apparently Sky doesn't like to speak up. He just doesn't have much to say. Apparently Sky is in an echo chamber. Just every single week. It's something new with me. It's always just me.
My bad.
Doesn't communicate that I'm over here killing it on Twitch for these Twitch followers. Killing it with the production. And you got your ghetto setup over there, which you say mostly works. But it's always me that's the mostly. No respect around here.
Okay. So that was the weekend. But yeah, I'm gonna get right into hype because that's what I have up first. Both of us watched Hypefestation. What is it calling us? Winter Brawl? WB?
Winter Brawl 8? I believe.
This is Gears of War 3. So I think a lot of you guys have probably heard us reference Barbosa, who happens to be on the YouTube chat. I don't know if he's on the Twitch chat as well, but we've referenced him a couple times as one of the prominent community members for Gears of War because he's basically the lone wolf supplying a lot of people with a place to play, a tournament venue. And Hypefestation was this past weekend. And this one was a little different in that it was like old versus new in some regards. Really, there was really only one old team. There was old players, but one old OG team, and that was Infinity, which I'm sure you guys remember. They beat us. I think they beat us 3-0, 2-0. Was it 2-0? It was first to 3, so 2-0.
Best of 3.
Because it was no, it might have been 3-0 because it was 2. It was Hotel and Rustlung are the two matches we played.
Yeah.
And that was at Hype 2, and that was 2 years ago. Damn, it's already been 2 years since we played.
It was only 2 years ago. That's what I was gonna say.
It was only 2 years ago.
So much has happened in those 2 years.
Yeah. So Infinity was the only OG team, and I will say. And I've made this observation, they didn't look 100% like the Infinity that we know. I actually, specifically, Ribs look a little rustier than maybe Atmo a little bit, but Ribs didn't look like his normal movement self. He was still doing amazing. They still did really well. They only finished 4th place, top 4, but they weren't the old Infinity. The placings were Synergy. First, Notorious in 2nd. Is that right? Notorious?
Yeah.
LOX in 3rd, and Infinity finished in 4th place. Now, from what I watched, I think the match that you had me watch right before the show, 4th map was Rustlung King of the Hill, Notorious versus Infinity. Amazing match.
Seriously, like, it was probably the best single map I've ever seen.
Amazing match.
I'll go ahead and I'll link it in Twitch. Unfortunately, they haven't gotten the VODs or anything up on YouTube yet, so it's just a Twitch link. But if you want to just go ahead and bookmark this, it's at the 52-minute mark. But again, it was the best match that I had seen in Gears of War history. I think I could say. Not match. It was the best map.
Best map. Okay, yeah.
Like, there's
okay.
been some crazy matches.
Because there were some pretty killer matches overall.
But for one map, that was probably the best I've seen.
It was pretty hype. You know what? I don't know if it was the best I've ever seen. It was pretty hype because of the nature. I don't think it was there's been a better King of the Hill match. How about we put it like that?
Well, that's probably pretty certain.
That might be
usually.
It's hard to have one that's back and forth like that, considering how the setup kind of goes with those matches. But that Rustlung was like heart pounding, and I was watching the rebroadcast. Now I stayed in the chat for those of you guys watching on Twitch or on YouTube, and were watching Hypefestation. I was in the chat basically all weekend. On Saturday I was there. I stayed the entire time in chat. I was walking back and forth. I had my daughter, so I couldn't type all the way. I did catch a little bit of the Infinity Notorious match, but I thought Infinity would steamroll just based off of what I had saw. And, when I came back, I was like, what? They lost 3-1? Okay. And the other upset that I was kind of surprised by in winner's bracket was Synergy against LOX. They got 3-0'd.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you remember, but back when we stopped playing and Synergy started to rise, like I started to really like those guys and watching them play. So, I regularly support and tweet. I think we were talking about on Active Reload a couple times. Strang, Nasty, Yogurt, like those dudes and their team, pretty sick. And so I would regularly give them props. So I expected a Synergy versus Infinity match in the finals. I just had that in my mind. Like I expected Synergy to be there. I expected Infinity to be there. But a lot of these new teams really surprised me. There's a couple players, I believe Toy Soldier from Notorious. New guy. The story behind him, I don't know if you guys were watching any of this, but Fallout and Fatal Strike basically gave the 4-1-1 on him. But basically he was a ranked player. I don't know who saw him. I can't remember who saw him playing. But they saw him playing in ranked. He was exceptionally good, I guess, and impressed some people that were in the competitive scene and said, hey, dude, are you interested in playing, competitive? You want to play some online tournaments or whatever? And the guy's like, yeah, sure, okay. And he just impressed me, thoroughly impressed me. Young guy, I think he's 17 years old, 16, 17 years old. Had a head about him. Like he wasn't, at least from what I saw, I don't know how he acts in game, but when he was on camera, pretty well spoken, was confident, but not, like I'm the best type of attitude. It was definitely pretty good to see, how composed he was for being so young, and them playing so well. So I was really impressed by him and his movement. His team did really well in Notorious. But I'm telling you guys, the story of the tournament for me was Synergy by far. I mean, obviously they won, but Colin, 3-0s across the board. I mean, they even lost. They lost 3-0.
It's the same thing we've seen like a bajillion times in Gears, though. Like, once a team gets that train going in loser bracket, it's hard to stop.
It is hard to stop.
Especially with Notorious sitting there waiting for him. And Notorious is a newer team without as much experience, to have to try to stop that. And I think you can kind of see it coming.
Yeah.
But yeah, they just stormed through loser bracket like it was nothing. After they got 3-0, which is the weird thing.
It's just crazy. Crazy to look at that. Now, I predicted that they would win 6-0. And they almost did. It was so close. So it was Hotel round 5, map 5, I should say. And it looked like Notorious was going to win. Basically, I think it was 4-0. They were up 2-0. Then I think they went up 3-1. And then Synergy came back and won the next 2 rounds. And then it was tied up 3-3. And then I was like, oh, God, they're going to win 6-0. Like, I mean, it was just impressive to watch them just stomp through both winners bracket and, for the most part, and losers bracket. But they got to that match, they lost that round and go to the next map. which was King of the Hill. How sick was their King of the Hill? All tournament. Barring the LOX, like, I think they had the most dominant King of the Hill performance there. Like, I saw no one else come close to them.
Yeah, there's lots of back and forth matches on Rustlong, but they just shut everything down in that last game.
I was like, just so impressed. So impressed by their performance overall. Yogurt, I don't know if you saw it. Yogurt versus LOX. It was on Hotel. They were up. They were up 2-0 on maps. It was the third map, and it looked like LOX was going to win. All right. Yogurt is in a 3 versus 1 by kind of like the center area near Ensigns and that Balk area where Torquebow / Sniper is sitting. So he was kind of in that middle area. I don't remember what we used to call those. But he's in there. He gets 2 consecutive Nasher kills, right? He gets one on Mavo, which was Fran, and I don't remember who else it was. Maybe Karils. And then he rotates towards that center cabinet area.
Yeah.
And he's getting Lancer fired. He gets mantled. The guy's full red, like he's shooting him across the map, pretty much. He gets mantled, gets a shot off as he gets mantled to win the round to get the 3-piece.
The old Gears 3 mantle shenanigans.
Listen, I was in the I was in the chat like, it's over. They're done. LOX is done. They're finished. Because right after that, they steamrolled them, won the next round. Like, it wasn't even close. Like, they just ran in there, killed them all. It was like they got completely deflated. Completely deflated. And then Synergy won the next round, and I was like, man, that was awesome. So,
in general, I thought the shotgun gameplay has stepped up quite a bit from when we stopped playing. Like, there was some really solid shotgunning.
Both movement and shotgunning was much better. There was a lot more. There was a lot more of the stuff that we started to see people doing, like right when we quit playing. You saw more of the roadie run style shotgunning. More of the there was one guy was Farnico on YouTube who had the crazy wall bouncing. Yeah. Remember him? There was more of that style of play from a lot of the new guys, and for us it's always like, yeah, right, that shit's only on LAN, it won't work on LAN, only online, it won't work on LAN, and those dudes were doing it on LAN. It was like, okay, nothing else to say. In fact, there was one guy, Demo Bounce, that I watched. He was getting lancered at I think it was on Old Town at Torquebow Snipe, and he was going up. So he was coming from the down spawn and going up that stairway, and he was getting Lancer fired, and he did a wall bounce, one of those really quick ones, where he basically didn't get touched by the Lancer at all. Just no stopping power, nothing, just boom, 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 and got in the guy's face, shotgunned him. I was like, oh, wow. Just nasty stuff all the way around. I was really impressed.
I see the event overall was a pretty big success. They had, what, it was like 1,400 viewers, 1,500 viewers?
1,700 is what I saw at max. Okay. 1,724.
I know there was 1,800 during the Infinity Notorious game.
Okay.
It was pretty high.
Okay.
So yeah, I think that is what I would consider a great success for Gears 3. Obviously, it's older game, doesn't have events all the time. I got shit from Fallout on Twitter because I had Monster had tweeted, "Is Gears back?" I was like, well, it kind of depends what you mean by back, because that's a pretty broad term. So Fallout called me out being negative, but the fact of the matter is that it's just Barbosa doing these events, right. And RG Live also helped Revolution Gaming. They were the co-organizers, I guess, in this case. But it's like, if Barbosa quit holding tournaments, then
nobody else is going to do it.
No one else is going to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's a step. I think it'd be cool if they did if the community started doing like a league night. Like Wednesdays or Thursdays, just get everyone on, even if it's not super competitive.
Right.
Like that kind of thing is what would help the community stay alive, I think. But yeah, it was a good, successful event. It was fun to watch.
I have to change something. I temporarily dropped on
Oh, the topic? Me too.
they're on YouTube, but came back.
Oh, that's true.
Anyway, the other thing I was really impressed with was the commentating. Was very good all the way around.
Strikeout.
Yeah, from Strikeout, Rib Out. Quinn Del Hoya was also in the chat.
And Fall
Pete
Rib.
Nubb was also in the chat. And, you know, we've talked about them in the past saying, hey, guys, you have devs that are actively, you know, I say this, and again, I want to say this for the future because I want to kind of get into that for this discussion, but you had devs that were actively involved in Gears 3 tournament competitive scene, and Quinn isn't even at the studio anymore. He's at 343, and Pete and Epic don't even work on Gears of War anymore, and yet both of them were in the stream watching.
Was Pete in there? I saw Quinn was in there all weekend.
Pete was in there. Yeah,
Nice.
Pete was in there. He said he actually sent me a congratulations on loadout message. So yes, he was in there, and it was very, very good to see those guys in there still supporting the game. And for as much shit as a lot of people in the competitive community have given them, and my hat goes off to both of them for still coming in and supporting the game and supporting the community because they really genuinely cared, and I don't think people really appreciated that enough. Nobody from Black Tusk was in there. Rod Ferguson wasn't in there.
You don't know that no one from Black Tusk was in there.
No, I don't know that. They could have been in there lurking, kind of like, yeah, these guys are interesting.
What is this Gears of War thing?
Yeah. So I mean, it was good to see those guys in there. I'm hoping that you know, in the future for Black Tusk, that we see some type of support from them in there as well. You know, kind of saying, hey, you know, we support this. We want, you know, we want to be involved, and we care about the community, and we want to see things grow. I think that's important, and I would like to see them continue to do that. So I hope Barbosa is trying to extend some invitations to them to say, hey guys, pay attention to this. Obviously, the event, I think Hype 2 got like 16,000 viewers.
It was at 2,500 at its highest.
Hype 2? The one we were at? 20? You mean 25,000?
100?
No, it was at 10. I know it broke 10K.
Oh yeah, never mind. You're right. I was
So,
thinking of the Gears event before this.
Yeah, Gears 3 Hype 2 was an event that we competed at. A lot of other guys, I think Insanes might have been there, NBN, all those guys. I think they were at about, it could have been anywhere from 10 to 15K. I don't remember off the top of my head. It was a while ago. But 2K is nothing to, you know, I mean, there's a lot of other people that are hosting events that can't get those types of numbers. So it was good to see that. Also, I think because of the event, there was a spike in the number of people that were playing Gears. Gold Glove was in there. Like Butter ended up coming in there. So a lot of people that have supported the Gears community from, you know, a while ago, or just have been in the community for a long time and are prominent figures. Cream was there commentating. They were all there for the most part. But yeah, like I said, the commentating was really good. I enjoyed Ribs. Whenever Ribs was on the mic, he did a very nice job breaking down gameplay. Like, very methodical, like, this is why you need to do this. This is affecting this. It was really good stuff from him. And, you know, I was really impressed by both, I think it was him and Mortal Spawn is who else I caught. So I didn't get to catch Cream, but a few people said that, you know, he did a very nice job. And you know who else was there? DeFace.
Was he there?
Yeah, he was there. I actually saw him pop on the mic. I don't know if he did a commentary at all, but he did hop on the mic.
Oh. I forgot that was really the location's so close to all of them.
So it's yeah, it was a good job. Good job. Very good production. Can you think of any critiques?
I mean, there were some event critiques regarding like headsets and stuff.
Which I don't think was their fault.
No, it sounded like they were supposed to get a shipment from Astro that didn't make it in time.
Yeah.
What I gathered. Same thing with
I believe,
listen-ins.
Yeah, UPS like messed up the delivery on
Yeah.
those mix amps.
My biggest complaint was how late they went every day. Like, it didn't finish till like 2 a.m. my time, so 3 a.m. over there.
Yeah.
And they started like 4 hours late on Sunday because they were doing the intro videos, which were cool. Um, but it still made everything super delayed. I imagine they wanted to do that earlier, but because they
You
ran so
can't.
late the night before.
Oh yeah. I guess they last time they did those, they might have done them late at Hype 2 when
We
we were
had a
there.
3-day
But
event for Hype 2, wasn't it?
yeah, I guess that's another difference as well. The other portion of this, I think, was there was an online qualifier because I know some teams had a bye and got to play in round 2 of the tournament. I connection just keeps Time Warner's fucking me right now on YouTube. It's trying to hold steady. It's trying. Come on, fight the good fight, internet. Fight the good fight.
Yeah, they also had some long delays between matches at times.
Um, yeah, there was also some pretty long delays between matches as well. I agree with that. I wanted were player cams, which obviously is another, that was like financial thing. And then there was some discussion about less of the like the city shot that they had flying around in between matches, and people
splash
just
screen.
wanted to see like a camera crowd.
Yeah.
So yeah, there was like little nitpicky stuff, but overall production was really good for that particular event and the size of it.
Yep. So
Yeah, if you guys are watching on YouTube, you can head over to Twitch TV/Arctic. I can't drop it in this chat. Oh, I would. Let's see if I
I was
can
about to drop it in the Twitch chat. Here, Twitch guys.
I
That's that
actually
link
can't
right
drop
there.
it in the chat. It will literally not allow me.
Will it ban you from your own channel?
Yeah, as the owner of the channel, you can head over to Twitch because Time Warner is deciding it wants to crap out on me. But yeah, the replay should be good when it uploads all, but we'll see.
We need some buildings for our splash screen for the standby. Some Austin skyline shots.
Yeah. The next topic that we have, unless you guys got anything else you guys want us to talk about, I'm glad to hear you guys enjoying the commentary. Follow Ribs, myself, Fatal. Yes, it was a good job, dude. Choo-choo. You heard Time Warner Cable is OP? Now it's Comcast. Now I get to throw all my hate at Comcast. What's next up, Colin? What do we have up?
Twitch streaming on Xbox One.
Oh, yeah!
Coming March 11th. Who would have thought? Just in time for Titanfall. And they released a video too, I believe, right? Is there a link on this one?
Yes. Yes, they did.
I saw Kona in there. Yeah, so March 11th, Xbox One will get Twitch broadcasting. It's quite a bit better than the PlayStation equivalent from everything I can tell. From across, you'll be able to stream really easily. You say Xbox broadcast and it'll start streaming. Or bring up the prompt and then you push one button and you're live. You can have picture-in-picture for the webcam. You can have your chat on the side of the screen. You can invite your stream to game, it seemed like. Oh, that was kind of vague. Did you see the...
Right.
You saw the video, right?
Yeah, I saw it.
It said invite to party. But it was like... You had to go to the... You had to add the person on Xbox Live, then join party, and it just worked.
Yeah.
That's what I was understanding. If that works, that's pretty cool, though. You can be able to fill a lobby really easily with your followers. Chats. You get notifications when broadcasters go online on Xbox. So if you're someone that just sits on their Xbox One all day and doesn't check PC, or have a mobile phone or whatever, then you'll be able to know when your follows go live. And I think that's everything. You'll also be able to watch, obviously, on Xbox One.
The cool stuff that I saw in there was the picture-in-picture looked. I think it's going to be a lot crisper than what Sony could offer, obviously, and that you could move it around. Now, the thing that you told me that is, I guess, unconfirmed is that you can green screen yourself
artificially without having a green screen through the power of Kinect, is what I heard. But I haven't seen any video of this in action. But people were saying that, like, you can have your overlay on top of it and Kinect will just automatically cut out the rest.
Interesting. Well,
haven't seen it in action. But if that works, it'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, if it works, it'll be fantastic. But
ultimately, though, like, anyone who's serious about streaming is going to have OBS running on a PC so they can do overlays and all that good stuff. But it is a good introductory thing. I remember back in January, Twitch announced that PlayStation 4 accounted for 20% of their streams.
Yeah.
So if you figure that's another 20% of people streaming on Xbox now, then it could get pretty huge. Although I think it's been more integrated into the PlayStation platform. You know, like, there's streaming stuff in the UI where it's just really natural. Where it sounds like everything's still going through the Twitch app in this case. So I don't think the numbers will be as big.
I don't think the numbers will be as big. One thing that I'm kind of concerned about both platforms actually. PlayStation's doesn't do 720p. I don't think at all. Like, basically get no high def. 480p. And we don't know what the Xbox One's is going to be. We also don't know what type of bandwidth is needed. They never tell you that.
Those are the two most important things. Like, you'd think that during the announcement it would have been like, streaming at 720p and it requires this bandwidth. Like, that's the requirements.
Exactly. But
instead,
people are going to
let
find
people
out.
Figure it out, I guess, after it goes live.
Yep. So they're going to try to get you to download it. And then you're going to try, and then you're going to try to stream, and then you're going to look at it, and you're going to be like, or you're going to have people in your chat saying this is, or you're going to have no one in your chat because a lot of people won't have viewers yet. And then you're going to watch it and be like, oh, that was choppy, or that didn't look very good. I wonder why.
I also wonder what effect it would have on frame rate, like while you're playing Titanfall, for example, which wasn't as smooth as 60. Like, is that going to knock your frame rate down a bit because it's doing the encoding as well?
Or is it going to make you laggy?
Yeah,
people are going to be skipping around? Yeah. So those are all good questions, and they don't really ever explain that when you're playing. I mean, their streaming does take up bandwidth, and it's just not like it magically makes it go there without using up any of your bandwidth. It just doesn't work like that. So normally, I think for anyone that I mean, you need like minimum 3 megs upload to stream. I don't think a lot of people will have that, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But yes, it's finally here, just in time for Titanfall.
Also in time for Titanfall, if we want to go ahead and segue into the Xbox One update as well.
Oh yeah.
Which they kind of detailed some bullet points from this probably a few weeks ago, right? But now there's actually video of the update in action. And did I not? I didn't grab it, did I?
The actual update? What's in it?
In the video I was going to grab. 1 second.
Oh.
I'll throw the link in chat.
So yeah, they had the... actually have more details here. From the patch, Titanfall. So it's basically everything from the Xbox 360. We talked about it episode 54. The ability to get to your friends list faster. The friends list will now be accessible from the social tile on the home menu or via the voice command Xbox Go to Friends. Party chat will be turned on by default when players join a party. Still don't understand some of that stuff, or whatever. The ability to chat with your friends who are playing different games. Again, whatever. An invite friends to game option for future multiplayer titles. A list of recent players that lets users use the Xbox Live members they've recently played with. or C, I'm sorry, C. In addition to the system update, March will see the launch of the Xbox One stereo headset and adapter. The headset will offer a full range, 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz audio spectrum, and will ship with a detachable adapter that allows users to balance game audio levels. The headset will retail for $79.99, and the adapter will retail for $24.99. Microsoft confirmed that both those items will be available separately. So that is all the information on that patch.
Yep. If you watch the video, you can see it all in action. It looks basically the same as the 360. This is all they've really done.
The sad thing about this, Colin, is that all of this shit, other than the Xbox or Twitch stuff that's coming out, you could do this shit on the Xbox 360 no problem. Like, no problem. That is what upsets me so much about this update, is like they're reintroducing features that they already had that people loved and then took them out for, I don't know, who knows what reasons. Maybe they didn't have enough time to implement them. I don't know, but it still took, what is it? December, January, February, March, 4 months?
Yeah.
To put this out?
My favorite part is that in the video, they're like, yeah, so we did some user research and usability testing or whatever, and we learned that users like to be able to go to their friends list to see who's online. It was like, what did you think we used it for? Like, what was the purpose? What was the point? So it's like, so what we've done is we've made it easier to get to your friends list. It'll now only take 3 button presses. And I'm sitting there thinking, all right, Xbox 360, boom, 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 4. It's 4 button presses on 360.
Right now it's like 8.
Right now it's like 8 to view your friends.
It's like,
but we did some user research and we learned that people like to be able to use this feature to see what the feature is for, essentially. Like, there's no other purpose to the friends list except to see who's online.
I don't know. I just like the thing about the Xbox Kinect, because it works okay with the Kinect. Like, if you go to, I mean, you can access your friends. It's still not as fast, but it's like the controller, in most cases, if they were using the Xbox 360 version, would be faster than doing all the voice commands, which is what they want you to use. So, I don't know. It's just a mess. The other thing I want to mention... Still can't send
voice messages, by the way.
What's that?
Still can't send voice messages.
Oh, yeah. Whatever. The other thing with this is, in addition to this update for Titanfall, which is this is what everyone is pretty much calling it, the Titanfall update.
Another March 11th update, yeah.
Is that they have reduced the price of the Xbox One in Europe. As of February 28th, it will be like $40 cheaper to buy an Xbox One there than in the US. It's staying the same. Did you see those articles?
Yeah. You have the hissing sound again, by the way. Oh, it's gone. Might have been a
What's
faucet.
that?
You had a hissing sound. It's gone. You're good.
Oh. So yeah, it was confirmed that the Xbox One will receive a price update. Everyone is speculating, as you know, right now, that it's because of the Sony's doing so well, outselling them.
Right.
But you know, the big thing is, like,
they did reiterate this week that they have no plans to do a Kinect-less Xbox One.
Yes, that is exactly the reason that this price hike is up there, and we keep talking about it and keep saying it. And has there been a developer yet that has come out and said, "Yep, we're gonna 100% this Kinect thing. Yeah, let's go, let's do it"? Maybe it's still in the works. I mean, we're only 4 months in. Maybe, I don't know. But no one, as of right now, none of the games that have been hyped up so far are talking about the Kinect. And yet, they're still shoving that shit in our face.
Literally.
Literally. So, I can't help but say, like, I like the Kinect voice stuff. I think it's cool. Do I think it's necessary? No.
Most of the good stuff would have been done with a mic.
Yes.
Like, most of the stuff I use, actually, all of the stuff that I use is the mic.
Just let me use my mic. That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, that is what's keeping the price up there, and until they drop that price, I think Sony's going to continue to whoop that ass in sales. Pounds, right? Yeah, I'm sorry. I said dollars.
I thought you were just converting.
Pounds, yes.
And Sony has always
I believe it is 30 or 40 pounds.
Sony's always led in Europe, so it's not really surprising.
Yeah, so I don't have the link for that. I don't think I included it in here. Did I? I did not. I just have the Twitch streaming. But I just made that as a note to talk, mental note to talk about that in here. So let's see. What else we got? A couple other tidbits, info. I'm going to move off of this Xbox stuff. Guerrilla Games, new IP. These are the guys that are make the Killzone series. The latest one was Shadowfall, which was met with kind of mediocre reviews, which is pretty much what you would expect, I think, from the title. They're talking about their new IP that they have going on. Did they mention whether or not it was a PlayStation exclusive?
No, I don't think so.
I was kind of wondering if it would be.
I believe they're owned by Sony, aren't they?
I don't. Now I gotta look.
Yeah, I'm looking real quick. Yeah, it's a wholly owned subsidiary of Sony.
Okay,
so I believe that would probably be a PlayStation exclusive.
Yeah, most definitely PlayStation exclusive. I thought it was interesting because it seems like is Shadowfall. Does that potentially mean that it's the last Shadowfall? Or Killzone, I should say?
Maybe. They might do the same thing that some other games have done recently and move it to a different developer.
I just wanted to get that kind of, for all the PlayStation guys out there, what kind of interpretation do you have from them announcing that they're moving to a new IP and these are guys that make Killzone? Because I mean, Killzone is popular for some PlayStation guys out there, so it's definitely interesting to think that that game might be no longer being created or will move to another developer. Either way, I'm pretty interested to see what's going to happen. What is Tux doing? Just all types of stuff. First he was out the door, just like pawing at the door, knocking, pretty much.
Loki's just calmly sitting next to me. Cat's a madman.
Tux is not calm. You know Tux. He's like crazy.
Calm like
He's
a bomb.
The craziest cat. Come here. Come here. You want to sit up here? You want to say hi? Okay. He just wants to sit. Hopefully he doesn't try to crawl on the keyboards. So yeah, that's what's Guerrilla Games. And then I have this, Rambo the Game. You guys are probably...
Speaking of quality gaming franchises.
Yes. Wait, we should not segue from Killzone and say, even remotely try to insist. Come on, Tux, hold on. It's like moving all over. That Rambo and Killzone are on the same level.
Because Rambo is clearly way above Killzone.
Way above Killzone. No, it's just not even close. Calm down, Tux. But yeah, they released Rambo sometime early last week, I think.
Yeah, which had been on our radar from the very moment they showed any gameplay.
Yes, we have been talking about this since we saw the fucking trailer. I don't know, it must have been like 6 months ago, I think. So I think right off the bat, based off of the trailer, we were like, this game is going to be terrible.
Because the graphics, like, in the trailer, the graphics were horrible, and the graphics obviously haven't changed any. But his face is just so distorted. Like, what did they do? How did they ruin his face? Looked like Rocky post-boxing match.
Yeah. Someone says the sweat physics. Oh, is that Father Russia? Yeah, dude, it looks like he's sweating the entire time. with the 70s poof type hair.
Yeah.
He looks like the Fonz.
Which is just somehow always fluffy and poofed out.
Oh man, it's pretty crazy to look at the game and be like, yeah, this is gonna be a winner. To have that from the trailer, like my initial impressions were like, this is gonna be a turd. Sure enough, comes out, turd. I think Metacritic right now is 44. Lowest review I saw was a 30. I
saw a 1.
Must play this game.
I saw a 1 out of 5.
You saw a 1 out of 5?
Yeah.
Oh damn! I didn't see a 1. What does that equate to? Is that a 1? It can't be a 2 out of 10. Is that a 2 out of 10?
Yeah, it's 2.
So a 20? Will ZYN compete on Rambo? We can't. Everybody's on the same screen.
Yeah, Destructoid gave it a 10 out of 100. But yeah, it's a rail shooter in which Rambo mows down hundreds of cops.
Yep.
In each level.
Yep.
Just like in the movie. You know, that scene where they just come at him endlessly. And he mows them all down with an AK.
Oh, man.
But yeah, it was pretty funny seeing all the reviews because everyone pretty much just confirmed all the jokes we had made 6 months ago.
So here's the thing. The game right now, and guys, I will literally play this game if they drop the price $15.
Is it 60?
Because I think it's $29.99 right now.
Okay.
If it goes down to $14.99, I will buy it and I will play it because I do want to play this game to put it on my list with Alien, Colonial Marines, Tactical Intervention, a couple other games as the worst game of all time.
$34.
I really want to do that. So I'm definitely going to give it a try if they drop the price by half.
Oh man, their most recent update on Steam is pro tips. Really?
They have a pro tips?
That's the only blog entry they have on Steam.
Listen, guys.
That had been done tongue-in-cheek, right?
Wow. Okay.
Rambo pro tips. Yeah, it's $40. It's actually on sale on Steam for $34.
What?
Same price as Plants vs. Zombies.
Oh, wow. All right. Well, that's pretty much it on Rambo. All right. So let's get right into... Well, so we have the last thing. Now we got 2 more things. We got Plants vs. Zombies and Star Citizen.
You want to talk about Plants vs. Zombies since it's the same price as Rambo the video game?
Let's go ahead. PVZ. PVZ impressions from Colin.
Shit, it doesn't fit. That works. So yeah, as I mentioned before, I got to play a couple hours last night in the wee hours of the morning. We've been kind of like tongue-in-cheek hyping up the game, right? I think that would be the...
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we saw the videos. We saw it was going to be good. As far as if it would be great or anything, it's kind of up in the air. And I have seen other people like, hey, this is better than I thought it would be. And then some people have like gone over the top, like, best game ever, game of the year, yada, yada, yada. It's like, obviously, it's not that good. But it's a fun game. It plays kind of similar to Gears in a way. Obviously, it's 12v12, which is way different. But like the way you use cover and everything is pretty similar, and holding left hand and that kind of thing. The kill times are really long, probably equivalent to shooting someone with a Lancer in Gears. It's probably the closest comparison, maybe a little bit longer even. But the walking speed is super slow, which is what's been driving me crazy, because the maps are really big because it's 12v12. But the walking is really slow, and there's no sprints or anything, so you're just kind of walking. If you use your abilities to get around the map, which there are lots of mobility abilities, then it goes on like a 30-second cooldown, which is an eternity when you're walking around super slow. So it's like, you can use it to get around the map quickly, but really you should hold on to it so that when you get into a fight, you can use it to your advantage. So instead, you end up like kind of walking to a strategic location so you have good positioning when you actually decide to fight. But But like the actual combat feels really good, and it's on Frostbite engine, I believe. It actually plays like the levels are pretty similar to Battlefield. There's like breakable environment stuff everywhere. You got the hissing again. Do you have a snake or something?
No.
Is there a snake just slithering past? And it's gone.
There's no snakes, guys.
It's back. Is that a rattle?
No. You'll never guess.
Sounds like a faucet.
It's a faucet, but it's not mine. It's the adjacent apartment to me.
Okay.
I just happen to hear it because it's really loud.
So yeah, it's fun. If you have $40 to spare, I'd recommend getting it. Hopping on us with Xbox One. I'm gonna be streaming probably the next couple days, playing some Plants vs Zombies, and you can, as far as I can tell, you can just join people. Like if you've added them, you might both have to add each other. I'm not sure, but it seemed like you could just join. We had like 8 to 10 people from CDN stream the other night, and everyone was in. So, and if you have $40 to burn, by all means. If you don't have $40 to burn, then wait for Titanfall, which obviously was going to be what I'd say anyways.
Right. Yeah.
But I mean, like, it's fun. There's lots of there's a lot more content in there than I thought, and there's still like there's the 4 classes on each side, 4 plants, 4 zombies, but then there's 2 variants of each class as well. So like the P shooter can also be Agent P and also something else, and those are like they're basically entirely different classes, and you have to unlock those.
Did you mostly play the soldier class?
Yeah, I just played the soldier class for both sides last night because I didn't want to go into a grind unlocking everying. But CDN unlocked like all the base abilities in like an hour and a half, 2 hours.
That doesn't sound too bad. I had read that PopCap was considering. All right, so before they came out with the game, there was basically I think 2 ways you could play the game. You could purchase everything. So kind of pay to win, or you could grind to get it unlocked. And I guess they dropped that at some point, right shortly before the game released, and wanted to test it just as a boxed product, basically with unlocks as you progress. Did it seem grindy to you?
I don't know. They kind of throw so much stuff at you, like just stuff, and I always get overwhelmed from that. Anyways, like. For example, I play Call of Duty and I level up like 4 times in a game or 2, then I just don't even check out all the stuff that I unlock because it's just coming too quick, you know?
Right.
So in this game, like you open up sticker packs. They're like little packs of cards. Some of them you get one-time use consumables. So there's like these little pots on the map for the plants. So you can plant plants that are basically turrets, similar to the Plants vs Zombies core game. And then the zombies have graveyards they can use where they activate a card. It's gone forever, and then the zombie comes out.
Right.
So that's what you get in the packs, plus cosmetics, plus class unlocks are super rare. And they just kind of throw all that at you. I think you also get upgrade cards. I could be wrong. But like all that stuff comes from the sticker packs. And that all you get through gameplay. I was getting lots of points, so like the most expensive pack is 40,000. And in a couple hours, I'm already at like 24,000.
Damn.
So it seems like it goes quick. I could be because I'm completing tons of challenges because I just started, you know? I don't know if they give you points for that.
Sounds good.
Yeah, should be fun. It'll be a fun game to mess around with for a couple weeks before Titanfall. I wouldn't
and I'll be
I wouldn't say it's a game that you play for like months on end, but for a couple weeks of distraction, it's good.
Yeah, so this is as soon as we end the show, I'm starting my download on it, and then
I'll be streaming as soon as we finish.
All right, so yeah, I'll watch you while I'm downloading it. Yeah.
Might have to wait. I have to check my router settings because I was having some issues.
Okay. So there was the PVZ Garden Warfare impressions from Colin. We're gonna be playing it. And then last is Star Citizen. Oh, did we talk about the Titanfall bundle? I don't think I did. So yeah, I'll real quick. I was gonna mention it with the price drop, but yeah, there's a Titanfall bundle coming out that basically has nothing. It's just the game. It's the game. So I was pretty upset to see that, and I think some of you guys might have saw me on Twitter. I said, "Well, is the Titanfall controller coming with it? Is something?" I was like, "Is this it?" Like, it doesn't even look like it's a custom Xbox. It's literally the game and your console at full price. So basically, you buy your Xbox, you get Titanfall for free. That's it. And I was like, "What kind of fucking bundle is that?" That's one of the worst bundles I've seen in a long time.
Same as like a launch bundle.
No. No.
At launch, they have the exact same kind of bundles.
They usually have 2 games for launch bundles.
I don't think the ones that Xbox launch did. At least not in like Walmart and stuff.
It's either this is what they usually do. They give you a game. They either give you 1 game and a year of Xbox Live,
controller, a year
3
of
months
live,
of Xbox Live,
yeah.
Or they give you 2 games.
It is weird they're not doing a year of live with it, considering it's a multiplayer only title. Like, that would be kind of an easy win for them, right?
Yeah, so maybe there's a year live in there, I don't know, but I just looked at it, I was like, well, at least put in the custom controller, like, at least, that's all I want.
It is weird they didn't throw the controller in there when they already have it.
Yeah, I already pre-ordered my custom controller, so I'm kind of complaining for people that are looking at an Xbox purchase and want to get Titanfall bundle, but there's no custom box. And I know that white Xbox is floating around, so they could throw that white and get some some of that orange paint easy.
Would have gotten people really sour, though. Considering that the Xbox One just went on sale not that long ago.
Yeah, that's true. No white controller, Titanfall controller.
Yeah, I think that's the weird one to me.
No special case, anything related to Titanfall. Nothing.
What happened to the fancy cases, man? Do you remember when Halo came out and it had that
that nice metallic
metal case? Even though it scratched up the disc and there was
even though it scratched up the disc, yeah.
Doesn't matter. The case was the shit. And when you got your replacement disc, the case was awesome on the shelf. But still, like, what happened to that? What happened to those nice cases?
So it's only a 1 month, Colin. That's pathetic. I'm sorry, guys. That's terrible. Awful. That's terrible. But, yeah, that's the one thing I wanted to mention. I forgot to mention it earlier, is that Titanfall bundle is actually coming out with the release of the game, but there's nothing special. You might as well, if you want to drop some money, if you already have an Xbox One and you want to drop some money, go ahead and get that $250 special edition that I was talking about, if they're still making it available with the statue. I want it so bad, but I just can't justify it to Christy. Like, I get 2 games a month. That's it. That's $120. Next month, I'm getting the PC version of Titanfall and the Xbox One version of Titanfall. And now I'm tapped out. That's my limit. It's like I can't do it, right? Yeah. So, I'm done. I don't know what I want it, but I can't get it.
How about that 20 gigabyte install on console and 48 gigabytes on PC?
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous.
It's pretty massive, but it's only gonna go up from here. Like, this is just the beginning.
Games are gonna get huge.
3 or 4 years from now, it's gonna be like 60, 70 gigs.
Speaking of games that are probably gonna get huge, how big do you think Star Citizen is gonna be? All the stuff they're adding, it sounds like this game is gonna be absolutely massive.
If it ever comes out.
The endless Kickstarter. There'll be Kickstarter funds. They'll be at 100 million 2 years from now. No product.
Just keep going. Eventually, there's like, oh fuck it, we're starting a space program.
Move over, NASA.
How much are they at now?
What's that?
What are they at now? 30.
They just surpassed 39 million.
39 mil.
They also partnered. I think this news came out on the 20th. They partnered with the studio that's making Kingdom Come. I can't think of their name off the top of my head, but it's another Kickstarter studio. So the 2 Kickstarter successes. Kingdom Come, I think, is at $1 million. They wanted 300,000 for funding or something like that.
Warhorse is the studio.
Warhorse, yeah, that's right. And their game is basically a MMO style. I don't want to say MMO, RPG style, heavily customizable character stuff
Middle
with
Ages.
For Kingdom Come. All right, and so Star Citizen partnered with them in order to build out their customization stuff because they both use the Cry engine, which is really interesting to see that two studios decide to partner to kind of share some information and say, hey, you know, what can we do? How can we do this? How can we improve the experience? And they're both using the Cry engine, and so that kind of, I guess, led Star Citizen devs to say, hey, let's look at what these guys are doing so we can integrate this in our game and make our character customization more robust. But the next goal for them is procedural generation, which is basically No Man's Sky. So I'm kind of wondering, this is another indie studio, mind you, they're not using CryEngine. Are they going to say, hey, hello, I think it's Hello Games?
Yeah.
Hey, Hello Games, guys.
I think that's unlikely.
What is your procedural generation like for your worlds?
It's pretty unlikely.
Why not? Colin,
It's
why
all
not?
about the tech, like the CryEngine tech.
I think they could look at that code and say, hey, how can we fit this into ours?
Can't do that.
They can't.
Just
Any
copy,
programmer,
just copy
any
paste.
programmer will tell you
Copy
they will
paste
say
from
no.
Unity over into CryEngine.
I've asked Bo many a time, cynical coder. It's like, hey, can you do this? He's like, no. And then he's like, give me a year, and I can do it. I just need the time. So any coding, they'll tell you. They might say no at first, and then they'll come back and say, okay, I just need this amount of time, and then I can do it.
Yeah, I'm sure they can do it. I just don't think they'll tap No Man's Sky for it.
But this game, Star Citizen, I am very, very much so looking forward to it. I've talked about No Man's Sky a little bit and kind of alluded to if I could build a game, one of the games that I have in my head is basically No Man's Sky. If Star Citizen introduces procedural generation for worlds, so you can go from a solar system, land on that planet, look around, I don't know, blow some stuff up, leave the planet, go fight in a huge battle, come back, steal a ship, do all that shit, blow up a planet, go back with your Death Star now, fly around with the Death Star, create a federation, and make Star Wars. That's basically my game, and that's why Star Citizen seems cool if they can pull off this procedural generation, which I think is coming in at either 40 million or 42 million. I was unclear based on the blog post that they had with the information. So there's like two milestone goals. I think there was one at 40 mil, which might be something different. And then the procedural generation was listed as one that they want to do next, which would go towards, it says R&D, research and development for procedural generation, to basically create these worlds that I'm describing in my crazy scenario of utopia gaming for me. But for the last 6 months or so, I've been really interested in space sims again. Like, I really want to get back to playing some of those. I was a big Masters of Orion's guy. I played, there's another game I played the shit ton out of. I can't remember the name of it.
Sins of the Solar Empire?
That sounds right. And they could be right. And there's another one, I think it was called Wing Commander. Is that right? I played a lot of that. So I really, really want to. Here's the thing: I haven't actually done. I haven't supported any Kickstarter yet. I've tweeted about them, like, oh, that's cool, but none of the games that have really come out have really caught my attention. Like, yeah, I want to drop some money on it. Star Citizen might be the first one. I think I'm gonna do it. I think I'm going to drop some money on Star Citizen and make this my first game that I've actually supported as a Kickstarter.
See, the issue with all those games, I just have trouble seeing them coming to fruition. You know what I mean?
39 million, Colin.
Yeah, but they're still, like, raising money. Like, at what point do you just say, all right, we're done fundraising. Thanks, guys. We're going to make this game. Like, I know they're working on it, but, like, they're still, like, pre-production. You know what I mean?
Colin.
And if you just keep tacking things on, the scope keeps getting bigger and bigger, and your pre-production goes longer and longer. Like, you won't see anything that's playable for 3-4 years. You could be old by then and not care anymore.
Drew says don't do it. Why not? You guys need to convince me why I should not support this game. It looks so good on paper.
Yeah, man. You can't support them until they deliver some milestones. That's what matters. You're a publisher, Kale. Publishers have a responsibility to expect things from their clients.
But if I don't support them now, then I'll miss my opportunity to later. I won't get the cool stuff.
You won't get the cool stuff. It sounds like they're charging for individual ships. I believe is what the last way they said they were going to do it. Just saying.
It sounds so good.
But does it have a bomb game type?
Does it have a... Maybe.
That's the selling point for me. Like, if there's a Kickstarter to put a bomb game type into a game, I'd be like, oh shit, support the cause.
I think... I don't know. This might be the first one. I'm going to have to do... But here's the thing. If I wait too long, Colin, I will miss out.
They're trying to sell you on that, though. They're conning you.
I will miss out.
They're conning you and making you feel bad about waiting. How often do you pre-order games now? When was the last time you pre-ordered a game?
I haven't.
When was the last time?
No, Battlefield 4. Take it back. Battlefield 4.
Why'd you do that?
Well, I bought the game ahead of time because I knew I was going to buy it anyway. So I bought DLC.
Okay. Did you regret purchasing it early?
Yes.
When was the last time before Battlefield?
Gears of War 3.
Okay. In each of these cases, did you see the final game before you purchased?
And Gears of War 3, before I made my pre-purchase, I played the beta.
Right. And Battlefield, you knew it was basically Battlefield 3, right?
Well, Battlefield 3, I didn't let me see. I'm trying to think. All right, so here's I pre-ordered Gears of War 3. Before that, Gears of War 2. Before that, probably Halo.
Using that same logic, have you ever not pre-ordered a game and had trouble purchasing it?
No. That's like a trick question.
You realize that Kickstarter is basically just pre-ordering a game at this point, right? Not just pre-ordering, it's pre-purchasing a game. You don't get cool stuff. What they've done is they've taken a pre-order incentive and they've bundled it into your purchase. It's stuff that would have been in the core game. They've just pulled it out and put it into a pre-order thing. That's all they've done. They've torn out a part of the game and they're handing it to you only if you purchase early.
But
it's the same as getting a fucking keychain from GameStop. You don't pre-order things for a keychain. Why would you pre-order things for a little keychain on your digital ship? It's absolutely ridiculous.
God,
unless you knew the game was to come to fruition and you had a very good idea of what it was going to be. You don't even know. You're talking about this procedural world generation stuff in this fantasy of yours about landing on a planet, blowing stuff up, moving out and blowing more stuff up. They haven't even shown any of that. They haven't even talked about that kind of stuff. You're just assuming that that's the direction they're going to go because they're making a space game. Like, you've already made that whole thing in your head. There's no way the game could live up to that. There's no way.
Colin.
And you're going to purchase the game so you can get cool stuff in a game you don't even know what it's going to be like. You have no idea. You just know it's going to be in space and they have ships.
My keychain, though.
It's absolutely ridiculous. And I'm not completely against Kickstarter. I think it's a brilliant funding method. I think it's good. It gets community involved when you're involved in development. But you're involved in development every day. Like, you get that experience for real. For games that you work on. You get paid to be involved in development. There's no novelty for you. You don't even get the novelty of it, of being involved in game development, because you already are.
So what if they show some really cool gameplay scene of what I just described, and then it's actual gameplay.
Then by all means, purchase then. Then they've sold you. They've made your game. But until then, they've shown a ship floating in space. That's all they've shown. And a dude walking on the ship.
No, they showed a guy on a planet walking into a pub. That sounds awful.
They showed you.
Then he got into the spaceship and he flew back up. I don't know if that was CG or not. I don't know if it was gameplay.
It wasn't gameplay.
You guys see it? You see how Colin just destroys dreams? Just show after show. Week after week. Destroying dreams. No fun.
It's all true, though.
I held out on the Ouya.
You can't...
I made a good choice.
No, you held out on the Ouya because I argued with you. You were going to purchase it. We can rewind. We can rewind to Frag Logic 24 when you're like, you know, I'm going to purchase the Ouya. I think it's going to be the next big thing. I want to help them get in on the ground floor and help the Ouya become the next great game console. What are you going to use it for? Oh, you know, to play some games. Oh, what kind of games? Oh, you know, like games I play on my phone and stuff. Oh. Okay. You shouldn't buy the Ouya. I don't know. I'm probably going to purchase it. It's on my list. Fast forward now. I made the smart decision of not buying an Ouya. But Colin is the destroyer of dreams. Just saying, like, I can't be the destroyer of dreams and also be like a false prophet. These dreams need to be destroyed. Need to have some grounded reality on the show. It's Frag Logic. Gotta use our logic.
Well, guys.
That said, I really want to play Towerfall on the Wii. Once that shit finds its way to PC, I am all over that.
Oh, man. Yeah. All right. Sounds like Colin has, he's made his point tonight. He wins. There will be no Kickstartering for Star Citizen. He reminded me of my Ouya follies. I'm sold. I tried, guys. So if you're watching today and you're thinking about getting that Kickstarter, you just listen to that rant. That'll unconvince anyone.
Call him the Dream Destroyer. Call him the Protector. Call him the Preventer of Mistakes. Call him the Preacher.
We're just going to move on to Q&A right now, guys. So, questions.
But then again,
you guys want to play Dark Souls 2? Drew? Then again, keychain. Exactly. Colin the anti-capitalist.
I played Demon Souls. I haven't played Dark Souls or Dark Souls. I don't intend to play Dark Souls 2. It's a single-player game that I have to have like a high time involvement in, which is historically not good for me. I don't complete those games. And Titanfall comes out the same day. Like,
what do you think of PvZ? Oh, he missed it.
You missed it, Regulate? But I tell you what. After the stream ends, I'm going to be streaming it. So you can just tune in over there at Twitch.
Go ahead and drop your Twitch. Go ahead and drop that Twitch in the chat. Your channel. Dive Kick's getting an update. Thoughts? I haven't played Dive Kick.
It's a massive balance update.
I'm going to have to try it out.
Massive balance update for a game that's pretty basic in mechanics.
I have to try it out. I'm gonna have to look at the patch notes. Game is hella fun, but I think it would probably be better on console. I mean, I was trying to play PC and there just wasn't that many people on. Kept getting paired against the same guys over and over again. Question: can I get a loadout keychain? Sure, if you give me like $100. Get you a loadout keychain. I get your name in the credits. Get to name a bot. See what I did there? 260 hours on Dark Souls. Question from Sweet Chin. How does a game like Rambo get released?
It's really just because they had the license, right? Like, if it wasn't for the license, the game wouldn't have sold anything at all.
Yeah, it could be that. The license, sometimes, damn it, I can't really talk about it.
Is it self-published? It might be self-published.
I'm not going to talk about it, because we're in a situation where stuff like that gets... Colin, you can talk about stuff
Edge has worked on a lot of licensed games. Yeah.
I happen to work... Yeah, our studio works on a couple.
18.
Publisher, not a publisher, someone like Marvel or DC or whoever says, I think a game would be pretty cool. Or Activision or EA or publisher says, what if we could make a game off that movie? Then those two talk, so the publisher and the creator of the IP owner talk, blah, 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 gets delved out to a studio and bada boom.
Have I played the Elder Scrolls Online beta? Yeah, I played one a few months ago. I didn't care for it that much. It was, I mean, obviously it was unfinished, but I just didn't find the combat and stuff to be entertaining.
Fulgore reportedly coming out February 28th, getting back into Killer Instinct. I can't. I just can't. There's too much for me to play. I want to be playing PvZ with the team. Titanfall. I do plan on playing Street Fighter when their update comes out, which I think is in the summer, if I'm not mistaken. I'll be playing it at the studio. I won't be playing like online or anything, or streaming it at all, really, because my 360 is out in the living room now, hooked up to the TV. Have you guys played State of Decay? I have played State of Decay. It is pretty damn good in terms of controls. I play DayZ now. By comparison, I think State of Decay is a much more polished product. Obviously, in the case of DayZ, it's an alpha, and the ARMA version is a mod. So DayZ, by comparison to State of Decay, just feels not very polished overall. It seems amazing. Speaking of DayZ, you know Dean Hall?
Yeah.
Leaving.
That was kind of a... I think it's kind of a scumbag move.
Really?
Yeah, they just, like, they sold all those copies, right? And the game isn't done yet. It's not even close to, like, the actual vision that they were talking about. And this goes right back into the rant I just had. But it's like, it's not even close, and then the lead dude is going to ditch it?
Yeah, some of the stuff he
ditch
said
his game because
like...
he couldn't realize his vision?
Yeah.
On the game that's not done, that he just collected 1 million copies of? Like, sold 1 million copies of? Like, that's... I don't like that.
Yeah, it's pretty messed up. How long do you think we can maintain Gal 3 as a competitive title as games like Titanfall and Destiny get released? Event-wise, I mean. Well, Titanfall won't have anything until they get private lobbies, so you're good for however long up until that
the bigger issue
update
is that
comes out.
You're not going to grow an audience much because there's not a lot of people like hopping into Gears 3. And you're going to be losing players because they're going to be trading in Xbox 360s for Xbox Ones.
Exactly. So,
but I mean, as far as like holding an event, if you have enough teams that are interested, then you can always hold an event. 4 teams can be an event.
Yeah, that's been done before too. Like small, like streamed on.
Hell, there's like
MLG does that stuff.
I've watched Unreal Tournament 2004 streams. And, you know, like Unreal Tournament Gold streams, where they've been doing, like, pickup events for years. You know what I mean? Like, that stuff's always possible.
What do you think about the Xbox One controller after playing Titanfall? I can't wait to get my new Razer controller. That's pretty much all I have to say about it. I didn't like hitting bumper jumper on those fucking bumpers.
Really? I had less of a problem than I thought I would. I thought the
well,
bumper
that's
felt
because you're fucking Spider-Man right now.
I thought the bumper felt fine. The sticks.
You're Spider-Man.
I got
you don't
uncomfortable
count.
after a while, though. Like, my hands were getting a little uncomfortable and sore.
My issue was the same issue I had with Killer Instinct, where... And it could... No, as I tried both controllers. the presses sometimes aren't registering based off of, like, I'm second guessing how hard I need to press sometimes. And it happens like once every 100 presses, but when it happens, it annoys me. So, I don't know. I'm not as upset about the analog sticks as I was previously because I'm now kind of used to it. I still think they're atrociously small, but it doesn't bother me while I'm playing.
Yeah, Vicious. Mason will be on Titanfall. Not sure what capacity because there's no privates or anything, but we'll be playing for sure.
Yeah. I think we had the most players that we've had on, and
yeah,
45 years, all playing the same game.
Yeah, since the end of Gears 3. Even well more than that because we had what 6 people, 7 people.
Yep. Yep. Will Destiny actually be a competitive game? Will there be game types?
We talked about it like 10 episodes ago.
Yeah.
Pretty extensively. The general sum of that is it's not being made for competitive play. I'd say it's even less being made for competitive play than Titanfall, which they've openly said that they're not running for competitive or making for competitive.
How did you get your job as community manager or in the gaming industry? Moved to a city where there was studios.
Then I got you a job.
Colin got me on at Edge because we knew the QA. Well, we didn't know him.
I worked for him.
He worked there and then was like, hey, I got a buddy. And then got in that way. The funny thing, and I've told this story a couple times on the show, but the funny thing is when Rob, or Freeling, I think is his last name, called about you, he called me because you listed me as a reference. He was like, so, Colin, I know he's an MLG / competitive guy. Is he an asshole?
And thankfully you lied and said no.
It was hilarious to me that someone had the impression that all competitive guys are assholes just based off of the nature of esports and stuff. But that was like the first question he asked me. I was like, no, he said, he's a cool dude. So, yeah, but basically that's how I got my in. It was through QA. That's a good way to get into the games industry if you are just coming in cold turkey is trying to get into QA.
You have to do other stuff.
But community management.
If you want to do anything else, like
what's that?
Then you have to do other stuff on the side if you want to get anywhere else.
Oh yeah. Like I was doing my blog, YouTube. I mean, obviously social media stuff. We had a Facebook page. We still maintain all of that stuff. So I naturally fit kind of into a community manager role. And even before that, I mean, we were running the Team VBI website for like 2 years, 3 years, and had a community and forums there and stuff. So I had a lot of experience doing a lot of that stuff. And running events at eBash. God. So much stuff.
It's my state of mind when moving in Titanfall. Currently, I'm just trying to fly around the map. Even if it's just like moving in stupid places, then I'll reel it back later on, is currently my thoughts. Also, I just want to entertain. Like, I want to show the game off for what it should be. And that's, like, always been the way I've approached games. Same way with Gears.
Titanfall didn't say they didn't want competitive, did they? They said they wanted a solid game before dicking around with it. That is correct.
It's been misquoted a lot. But they said that competitive wasn't their focus for launch, was their specific words.
And they did say that competitive was their most requested, like esports in general has been their most discussed stuff. So, yeah.
But they definitely have some things that are fixed retroactively because they didn't address competitive before launch.
That's like it's an easy question. Like, Trix, come on now. Like, Halo 5 might win out on Xbox 360, but Destiny stomps Halo 5 in sales. Like, it's coming out on everything except PC. It's going to stomp it in sales. Will you guys use the smart pistol? I thought the smart pistol was trash. So, no, I probably won't use it too much.
I think it's fine. I might try and mix it in. We'll see. People are overreacting about it. And the auto aim thing. No fun, Skylar swinging the hammer now.
I missed hyperpower. What was he saying?
He's told us to talk about Gears like 4 times.
Oh, we already talked about it.
He's just been copy pasting. No, he's saying talk about Gears or close the stream.
Oh.
He's copy pasted the same thing like 4 fucking times now.
That's pretty much it. What do you think? Wrap it up?
Yeah. And then
right.
I'll get my stuff set up for PVZ while you download.
Alright. I think for YouTube, I'm going to have to private this and then upload yours because Time Warner has basically fucked me pretty hard today.
Standard.
So, thank you, Comcast, Time Warner. I love you, but I don't. Fuck you. And yeah, guys, this is 56th episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm about to download PVZ, watch Colin play some Garden Warfare while I download it, and get this over on our channel ASAP. I will see you guys next week. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Probably be on some PVZ.
Yeah, next week we can probably give full impressions on PVZ.
Are we going to do Titanfall style?
I don't know if we'll go that far.
Okay. Just making sure.
But yeah, so we have that next week. Might be able to talk about a video, which I might be putting out on Sunday, Monday.
Oh, God. Spider-Man himself.
And then, obviously, the next week after that will be Titanfall launch.
So,
thanks for watching, guys. See you guys next week.
All right. Later.